What's up, friends? John here with Go Help Yourself, and I got a comment a couple weeks ago about someone asking me about depression and ways to overcome it, and it's something that I've been doing or working on for quite a few years now. And I experienced some pretty heavy depression when I first got injured, and this is going to be a multi-part video, so there's probably going to be about, I'd say, close to 10 parts in this series. And this can really help someone with a spinal cord injury that suffers with depression, or just someone in general that's suffering from depression. This is what I did, and it seemed to help a lot. I would say that I went from fully depressed to only about, I would say, experience 10 to 15% of the time now, instead of close to 100%. So I'm still working on it. There are days where I feel a little depressed, but it's nothing like it was before. Now, you may have to do all of these, or some of them might work. Everybody's different, and it all depends on you. So you might have to do as many as I have done. So we'll get into the first part, reading and writing. So I've been reading for about 5 years now. It could be a little bit longer, but reading is extremely important pertaining to depression. So I wrote everything down here. There's a ton of notes, and maybe as time goes on, I'll get better at memorizing this stuff and making the video. But every time I look down, I'm gonna refer to the topic that I'm talking about. So reading strengthens and exercises the brain. It improves sleep, which can help alleviate depression. It reduces stress, which of course adds to depression, or stress is what comes out of depression, and can improve concentration. It also improves your ability to focus, and it can help with motivation. Now, concentration and focus can help with monitoring your thoughts, and that's one thing depression is. It's a negative thoughts, it's reoccurring. So if you start to monitor your thoughts more, you can essentially see which feelings and thoughts make you depressed. So I've mentioned these 3 books in the past, but these are 3 books that I've read that have added to alleviating depression, and they've helped a lot. So the first book is Can't Hurt Me by David Goggins. And that book is all about taking full responsibility, discipline, and giving your all. And he has a 60-40 rule. He says that we only perform at about 40%, and we have another 60% to go. So it's really important you give it your all. And it's the issue with the comfortability issue these days. People are too comfortable with easy access to everything, so they forget that discipline is super important, and that can actually cause depression as well. So that one is really good. Can't Hurt Me by David Goggins. And then the second book is Meditations by Marcus Aurelius, and he was an emperor of Rome, and he implemented and studied the Stoicism philosophy. And basically Stoicism, I'm gonna make it, it's complicated to really explain, but they go by 4 virtues, which are wisdom, justice, courage, and moderation. So I'll give you a basic explanation of what I consider Stoicism, and what I get from it is you have the choice to react to the outside occurrences, and you have a choice to react positive or negative. There's a lot of different aspects involved with Stoicism, but basically it's similar to David Goggins' book, where you give it your all, you practice discipline, you treat others like you want to be treated, and you're nice to people, and follow good morals, and make sure everything is in moderation. So that's what I get out of Stoicism, and it's something that looks like a lifelong study. There's a real good YouTube channel. I'll put it below, but it's Ryan Holiday. He hosts it, and he's written several books. I read 2 of his books, and I can put that channel below that actually really breaks down Stoicism. So the third book is The Art of Not Giving a Fuck by Mark Manson, and this is a really good book, and it really explains caring about the things that are really important and not letting little things bother you. And there's a bunch of different levels to this book, but I've read it twice and I'm probably going to read it again because it's almost like backwards thinking for the social norm, if you could say it like that. So it just also practices morals and care about the little things and be kind and things like that. But I really recommend that book to help alleviate depression as well. So the second part of this part is writing. So I've been writing consistently affirmations for over a year now. So like every day I'll do like 5 different affirmations, and then I'll write my goals and feelings, and I'll write a lot of my ideas and plans for these videos here. So writing itself, it can reduce stress. It helps to be more productive, especially if you write goals down. You'll learn a lot more because as you write down things, you retain more information and things like that. You make better decisions, and you will be happier in the long run. So this I think has been a profound impact on my depression, is writing. And then affirmations are shown to reduce negative thoughts and become more aware of your thought patterns. So if you can monitor your thought patterns and feelings, you can kind of see which ones make you depressed. So that's really interesting. And then it makes it harder for negative thoughts to form over time because it becomes a habit, and you kind of train your brain to become positive, essentially. Specifically, what to write down that reduces depression is ideas, feelings, goals, and affirmations. And that's something that's really helped me. And I was thinking too, so speaking about being productive on David Goggins' Can't Hurt Me book, it is true that you can be a lot more productive, because if you think, as I'm writing affirmations down, we'll say one of those sentences, it took me 1 year to write 365 of those sentences, right? So just as like a productivity comparison, if you could take 365 of those sentences and put them into 1 hour. I mean, you could probably do them in 1 hour. And then the 5 or 6 affirmations, if you did all of them, it would take 3 or 4 hours. So you see the productivity difference, 365 sentences in an hour as opposed to 365 sentences a year, if you get what I'm saying. But that's just a little thought I had. And yeah, those were the 2 halves of the first part of overcoming depression, which is reading and writing. So I highly suggest doing it. I always said I wasn't a big reader, and I didn't even write that much, but I also wanted to improve my writing skills because, as you know, my hands don't work. So that, and it was a challenge in itself, was to learn how to write again. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below, and I'll do the next part next week, and hopefully this helps. All right, friends, as always, stay strong, stay active, stay creative, and go help yourself. Over and out.